Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel Spotify Learn. Today, let's start with the second chapter of mathematics second PUC, that is inverse trigonometric functions. It is one of the easiest and the scoreable chapter in it. Now, first let's see the what are the basic things that we require. As we know, the sine function, cosine, tan we call as tangent, cotan, that is cotangent, and secant and cosecant. These all are the six trigonometric functions that we have studied previously, and that is called as sine, cos, tan, cot, secant and cosecant. Okay, now if we see the relation, it is minus 1 to 1, minus 1 to 1. Here if we come to tan and cot, here it is 2n plus 1 pi by 2 comma, here n is there, no, this will belonging to z, that is the relation, and here it is n pi, that is the radian, and n belongs to z, and that is the relation. Here it is same, for secant and tangent it is same, and for cot and cosecant it is same. Okay, you can observe here, but here it is, you can see the relation is minus 1 to 1. It will lie only from minus 1 to 1. Here it will also lie from minus 1 to 1. Here there are no restrictions. Okay, here there are no restrictions. If we see one table which is very important, as we can see this table, the sine inverse, the inverse of sine is called as sine inverse. If it is power minus 1, we call it as inverse. Cos inverse, cosecant, secant, tan and cot. Okay, now if we see this relation, it is minus 1 to 1, that is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. That is pi is nothing but it is 180. Okay, it is 180 degree. Okay, as you can observe this, it is minus 1 to 1, 0 comma pi, minus 1 to 1, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, minus 0, that is we have to ignore the 0, and minus 1 to 1, and we have to subtract it by 0 degree. We have to subtract here by 180 by 2 is nothing but 90 degree. Here it is also minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and here it is 0 to pi. 0 to pi is nothing but 180. Sorry, it is 360. Okay, now let's see with the example problem. Later we'll go on to the exercise problem. Example problem, we can see that find the principal value of sine inverse of 1 by 2. Okay, they are asking what principal value. Let's understand how we will find the principal value. Okay, now they have given the question is sine inverse of 1 by 2, right? We will consider that question and equate it to some variable as y. Okay, if we want this variable as y, and if we send it here, or you think that it will come, this sine function will come here, because see, now I'll explain detail. See, we consider it as y, right? We considered it as y. So now if you send this y to the left hand side, it will become y inverse, right? Is equal to, right? So if we send it, it will become y inverse. So instead of it, we will send this sign here, so sine inverse will become sine. Okay, and this will not become any negative value because it will be here only. I hope you understood this, how to shift, and sine y will become as 1 by 2. I hope you got this step. And now with the principal value, as we discussed in that table, you have to go to that table very detailed so that you will be knowing all the principal values. Sine inverse principal value is minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, and sine pi by 4 is value 1 by root 2. Sine, where is sine? Sine pi by 2, here you can see the value 1 by root 2. This is the value of here. See, pi by 4. Okay, pi by 4 value is 1 by root 2, and that is answer is pi by 4. The principal value is pi by 4. Okay, that means indirectly how you can find as sine inverse 1 by root 2. Now you go to this table and identify where sine is becoming 1 by root 2. Yeah, here it is becoming 1 by root 2. And what is the value? Here it is pi by 4. So that we call it as principal value. If we see for cotan, that is cotangent, cot, minus 1 by root 3. Okay, minus 1 by root 3, we can see that it is considered as some variable y again, and if you see, it is minus pi by 3, because the value of this becoming minus 1 by 3, that is cot. Okay, cot is nothing but the inverse of tan. Okay, cot is nothing but what? Inverse of tan, and cot will be equal to pi minus pi by 3, that is pi minus pi by 3, we will get it as 2 pi by 3, because 2 3 into pi is what? 3 pi, minus 1 pi means 3 minus 1 pi is what? 2 pi. 2 pi by 3 is the denominator here, so we write it as it is, and the answer is 2 pi by 3. I hope you got this two example problems. In order to do that, you have to go to this table, because when you have to find out all the values, if you read for sine, cos and tan, you will get about cosecant, secant and cot. Okay, now let's discuss the exercise wise problems. First question, if we come and see, it is sine inverse of minus 1 by 2. Now the same way we will consider it as some variable as y. Okay, now if we consider this variable as y, if we send it here or if we bring this here, it will become what? Sine, sorry, sine y will be what? Equal to, sine y will be what? Equal to 1 by 2, right? 1 divided by 2. As here we have minus, we have to include that minus. You have to not forget the symbols. Okay, that is very important in this problems. You have to not forget the symbols. Okay, now if we see that it is sine y is equal to 1 by 2, the first step we have solved. Okay, now if we see, it is 1 by 2 for pi by 6 value, so here you write it as minus, this sine y will be equal to minus sine of pi by 6. These are the values like pi by 6, pi by 4, pi by 3, 2 pi by 3. All that values you have to practice. Until that, you will not get. Later you will understand and you will be solving very quickly. And this will become what? Sine of pi by minus pi by 6. Okay, sine of minus pi by 6, that will be equal to minus 1 by 2. So the principal value of this is, so you can write here one statement as the principal value. I'll write it in short form. Principal value is minus pi divided by 6. I hope you got this. Next, if we see, they have given for cos inverse of root 3 by 2. Now, the same way you consider this to be y, and write the question, cos inverse of 3 divided by 2, that is root 3 divided by 2 is equal to y. Okay, now if you bring this here, it will become cos y is equal to root 3 divided by 2, and that value will be equal to pi by 6. Cos of pi by 6 will be equal to root 3 divided by 2, sorry, here root 3 divided by 2, and the principal value is pi divided by 6. This is the answer for this. Next, if we see the third question, they have given cosecant of 2. The cosecant of 2 value is like the same way you consider this to be what? Y variable, and cosecant y will be equal to what? 2. And so cosecant of 2 will be what? Will be equal to pi by 6. So this is the principal value. Or you can write this as, see, cosecant inverse, the principal value is what? Minus pi by 2. I showed in the previous slide, right? If you want, you can go through it again. Minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 minus 0 degree we have to do, right? This is the principal value. Okay, now if we come to the tan is, you consider the same, is equal to y. Tan y will be equal to minus root 3. Now for minus root 3, the answer would be minus. See, minus is there, so pi by 3 minus pi by 3 would be the answer. And the principal value for tan inverse of 3, that is minus pi by 3. Okay, the answer would be minus pi by 3. And for cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 is the next question they have asked. Now here you have to do the same first step. For all the step, it is common that you have to consider it to be equal to some variable, and here we have considered it to be y. And now the next step would be cos y would be what? Equal to 1 by 2. That would be equal to minus, sorry, here I forgot the minus, minus 1 by 2, and the value will be equal to pi by 3. Okay, now here you have to do pi minus pi by 3, because here we have got the value as minus and the value is pi by 3. Pi minus pi divided by 3 would be equal to what? 2 pi by 3. This is the answer. See, 2 into 360 is what? Or you can do as 2 into 360 is equal to 720. 720 divided by 3 you do. That you will get as 240 degree. That is the value of minus 1 by 2. Now tan inverse of 1 is equal to y, and tan y will be equal to minus 1. Okay, the tan y will be equal to minus 1. And next, if you see, the value of that would be equal to minus pi by 4. Tan will become minus 1 at pi by 4 minus. Okay, pi by 4 minus pi by 4, that means it is 90 degree. Okay, it will become minus 1. Okay, now secant, to find the principal value, you just need to follow the table which I have given in the starting after the example 2 slide. If you go to that one table, you can answer all the questions in this exercise completely. Here also same step you do as y, and for secant of 2 by root 3, it would be pi by 6. Pi divided by 6, the answer would be equal to 30 degree if you ask in degrees. And how you have to convert, I'll say. See, pi is the value I said was 360 divided by 6 you do. That's it. The value you will get would be equal to 30 degree. 60. Okay. Now 180 degree. Okay, it is pi value is 180. Sorry, pi value is 180 degree by 6 will get as 30 degree. Okay, now cot of, you do the same step, is equal to y, and cot inverse of 3 would be equal to pi by 4. Okay, here it is pi by 4. Okay, see, let's solve stepwise. Cot inverse of, see, okay, now let's directly write cot y would be equal to what? Root 3. Okay, if you get the root 3, now we should see where it is the root 3. That will be equal to what? Pi by 6. The value of principal value for this problem is pi by 6. Now let's go on to the ninth question. Cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Here also you take it to be y, and you will get as pi by 4. If you do pi minus pi divided by 4, you will get as 3 pi divided by 4. Okay, this is the principal solution. And if you have to write the range would be equal to, for cos it is square bracket 0 comma n, and that would be equal to minus 1 by root 2. That is this value. Okay, Next, 10th question, they have given as cosecant of minus root 2. Okay, cosecant of minus root 2 would be equal to the same. You do the thing as equal to y, and you bring this to here and this here. You will get as cosecant of y would be equal to minus root 2, and now the value would be equal to pi by 4. Okay, this minus you have to keep it as it is. For root 2 it is pi by 4. The principal value for this particular problem is minus pi by 4, that is 180 divided by 4 you have to do, that is 45 degrees in degrees. Okay, the principal value is, you have to write this. If they ask any degree or anything in MCQ problem, you can write it as 45 degrees. Now next question is, this is a bit tricky one. You have to see here, tan inverse of 1 cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 plus sin inverse of minus 1 by 2. Now let's solve stepwise. See, the first let's solve tan inverse of 1. Tan inverse of 1 would be equal to pi by 4. The same way you have to find the principal value for all and you have to add. Okay, now for cos inverse of minus 1 by 2 would be, as previously we have solved. Okay, I'll say the question number is 9. Cos inverse of minus 1 by 2, we got the answer to be 2 pi divided by 3. Okay, again you, for solving sine inverse of minus 1 by 2, that also we have solved in some other problem. Let me check on sine inverse of minus 1 by 2, that is the first question we have solved, that is answer is minus pi by 6, and if we see the answer is minus pi by 6. Okay, plus of minus pi divided by 6. Okay, if you do all this, you will get the LCM to be 12. Here it would be 3 pi plus 8 pi minus 2 pi, that would be equal to 9 pi divided by 12. These both are divisible by 3, so 3 3s are 3 4s, that would be 3 pi by 4 would be the answer, final answer of this question. Here also the same way, you have to just multiply 2 here and the answer would be here. The value for this would be pi divided by 3, and for 2 plus pi divided by 3 plus, and for 2 into sine inverse of 1 by 2, right? So sine inverse of 1 by 2 is what? Pi by 6. 2 into 6. Okay, this you can take it this, and pi plus pi divided by 3, what would you get? 2 pi divided by 3 is the answer. This is the easiest method I have said you, so you can do it. Now comes the MCQ question. See, find the value of sine inverse of x is equal to y. Okay, sine inverse of x is equal to y means we know that it lies from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, or less than or equal to less than or equal to. So it can be neither 0 pi, neither 0 pi, nor this. Okay, it should be this. As you all know the relation, it is answer option B. Okay, now the next question, if you come, 14th question and the last question of this exercise, find the value of tan inverse of 3 minus secant inverse of minus 2. Okay, now let's solve for tan inverse of 3. You would get as see, tan inverse of root 3, right? Root 3 would be equal to what? As soon as you see, you should say that it is pi by 3. Okay, now for secant inverse of minus 2, it would be 2 pi by 3. If you do pi by 3 minus 2 pi by 3, as here it is minus, you can observe here minus, you will get as 3 would be the LCM, and minus is here minus because 2 pi is by 3 is greater than pi by 3, and minus you keep it as it is, and pi would be remaining. So minus pi by 3 is here, option yes. Answer is option B again. I hope you found this video helpful, and I will be sure that I'll be uploading all the videos consistently from now on. Sorry, as I couldn't upload from so many days. I will make sure to upload consistently, and please make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel Spotify Learn, and meet you on the next video. And thank you for watching the full video. If you want any next videos, please let me know in the comment box, and I'll be making sure to do that even. And thank you for watching.